Hello, it's your man Mike Bowens coming to you once again, live and direct. Listen, I'm coming to you with a spectacular message. This message is going to inspire you. This message is going to lift you out of any depression. This message is going to push you forward. This message is going to motivate you if you're already motivated even more. This message is entitled, How to Be a No Limit Person. Oh, you think I'm talking about Master P right now? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in your own life that you will be a no limit person. And how? First one is you got to see it. You got to see it in your sleep. You got to see it when you're awake. You got to see it when you're at the dinner table. You got to see it when you're paying your bills. You got to see it when you go in the grocery store. You got to see it when you're taking a shower. You got to see it when you're laying down. You got to see it when you just got your eyes closed. You got to be able to see it. After you can constantly see it, long before it manifests into the physical, you have saw it in your mind. You have saw it in your dreams. You have saw it so much that it becomes tangible. So when somebody asks you, what does it look like? Oh, you could describe what the building looks like. You could describe what the material looks like. You could describe what the customers look like. You could describe the sounds that it makes when the cash register closed. You could see everything. You could describe everything. You could describe the columns on the house. You could describe the furniture in the house. You could describe the little baby smell. You could describe what his eyes look like, what her name is. You could tell him what her name is, what his name is. You could tell him what the car smells like, the leather on the inside. You could tell him about the miracles of cancer being healed. You could tell them before it even happens because you see it. You got to see it. You got to see it before anybody else sees it. And you can't be mad because don't nobody else see what you see. Because God gave it to you to see it. And if you see it, it don't matter if don't nobody else see it. Because once you see it and you begin to walk it out, guess what? Other people then will begin to see what you see because it starts to manifest itself. Oh, that's a bomb going off. Boom! Number 2 of how to be a no limit person. You gotta speak it. You gotta talk about it. Listen, my wife has a channel. It's called Regal Designs by Shoshana. Check it out. It's about design and decor and things of that nature. The girl's talented. She's bad. She's gifted. Listen, she talks to me about this. We work together, obviously, so we spend a lot of time together. She talks to me about this in the morning when we wake up. She talks to me about it at breakfast. She talks to me about it at noontime. She talks to me about it in evening time. She talks about it when the sun is going down. She is dedicated and motivated to this thing. She knows how many subscribers she wants. She knows how far she wants it to be. She tell me about the network that she wants to be on. Right? She sees the dream. She tastes the dream. She lives the dream. She eats the dream till she becomes the dream. You hear me? And I love that she tells me about this because I tell her about my dream and we just feed off of each other. Oh, you putting up a video today, baby? Okay. You putting up a video today? Okay, do it, girl. Do your thing. She's like, okay, honey, put up a video. Come on, give me what you got. It's like you bouncing off of each other because we understand that there's no limits to our faith. There's no limits to what we believe, right? Because we serve a God that can do exceedingly, abundantly, above anything we can ask or think according to the power that works within us. So it's not God that's stopping you. It's you that's stopping you. And if you have a bigger dream, then you got to put the same amount of effort into what you see. You got to put the same amount of effort into what you see, what you believe. Because if you say you got a big dream and a big goal and you want to live in this kind of house and this kind of neighborhood and have this kind of income and impact this many people and help this many people and whatever it is, right? I'm not going to put no what your dream is, but I'm just giving you an example. Your work should match what is that you see. Because if I only see you putting in 50%, then to me, your dream is that small, is that size, because you're putting in 50% effort. So to me, I'm thinking you putting in 100, but you're only putting in 50. So by you putting in 50, I'm thinking that's 100. So I'm looking at you like, oh, that's what you want your dream to be. But if you want your dream to be bigger, if you want your dream to be better, if you want your dream to manifest, then you got to put the work into what it is that you say you want to do. Okay? So you got to see the dream. You got to speak the dream. You got to talk about it every chance you get. Tell it to a hater, tell it to a friend, tell it to a neighbor, tell it to a deaf person, right? You got to speak about it. You got to talk about it. You got to be so excited about this thing that nothing or anyone can stop your momentum, because you cannot kill a person who is motivated. You cannot kill their dream. They may be broke, busted, and disgusted right now. They may not have jack. They may not have 2 pennies to rub together, but they see themselves rich. Ooh, they see themselves healed. They see themselves impacting the world. They see themselves doing better than where they currently are. You can't stop a person like that. But if a person can steal your dream, then they can steal your future. But if you can hold on to the dream that God has given you, if you can hold on to the dream and the vision that God has put in your heart, then you'll begin to walk it out and take the steps and to manifest what it is that you see, what it is that you're talking about. Next step I want to talk about is you got to eat the dream. You got to eat it. What do I mean by that? That means you're thinking about it. You see it, right? First thing is you see it. Next thing is you're talking about it. Now you got to take that dream and you got to eat it. What is that? You got to research your dream. You got to research it. See, most people don't research what it is that they're trying to do. They just think it's, buy me Lucky Charms. Throw it up in the air and it's all supposed to fall in place. You got to get knowledgeable of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You got to get knowledgeable about the direction that you believe God is taking you into, right? Get some knowledge, get some education on what it is that you're trying to do. Listen, I studied Master P, and a lot of people are aware of how he got one of the biggest contracts ever in the music industry. He basically changed the music industry because when he was putting out his records, he went to Michael Jackson's lawyer, and he had to get a retainer's fee to speak to this lawyer. I think it was something like $10,000 to speak to this lawyer for one question. He needed one question: how could I get a contract like Michael Jackson? Because Michael Jackson had the biggest contract. So the lawyer said to him, well, you can get a certain amount of points on your record, or you could just keep your masters and make them pay you a higher percentage. So I believe he got a 70-30 deal, something like that. So he kept 70% of what it is for his record, and they got 30%, but he kept his masters. And he was able to, and the lawyer told him to put up his advertising money himself. The record label agreed to it. He put up advertising money himself. He already built up a fan base by going from city to city to city in the South and the West Coast and touring with other artists. And guess what? When he put his first record out, they gave him distribution all throughout America. And I believe he sold 500,000 copies on his first tape out. Now you figure at 70% and they kept 30. So let's say the tape was $15. He kept 70% on 500,000. You have some artists, right, that go platinum, sell 1 million copies and still don't make what he made. But because he had the knowledge, because he was educated, because he researched what it is that he wanted to do, right, he was able to manifest his dream. Don't ever go into anything blindfolded. Don't ever go into anything walking in the dark. Get as much information, as much knowledge on what it is that you're trying to do while you're running your race, while you're trying to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. Because when your moment comes, when your opportunity comes, you need to be as knowledgeable as possible before you sign any contract, before that door opens for you, before God opens up what appears to be a blessing. But if you're not knowledgeable, it can turn right into a nightmare, right? So those are the 3 things I want to tell you about how to be a no-limit person. And as I top it off with the cherry on the cake, put your dream, put your vision into action. I can't tell you how many people get to this last step and they still researching. They still researching. When you gonna start? I'm still researching. I'm still going to school. When you gonna research? I'm at the library. When you gonna research? I'm praying about it. I'm just waiting for the Lord to tell me. When you gonna put some action behind what you said you're gonna do? We all want to know. We want to see when it's gonna happen. So you got to put yourself in a position that you are taking steps no matter how small, but you're taking steps to get to where you said you want to go. You got to take those steps. Faith without works is dead. Without action, you are not moving. I don't know how to say it any simpler than that. Right? You got to put some action. You got to put some hustle behind that muscle. Okay? And you got to do it as if, you got to do it as if your time is here. Your time is now. You got to do it like, how can I say this? You got to do it with so much aggression. You got to be aggressive with your dream. You can't be like passive. That's the word I'm looking for. You cannot be passive with the dream that God put inside of you. Because let's say you were a track star, right? And you wanted to win. You want to go to the Olympics. You want to be like Usain Bolt. You want to run. And in the track race, in the track meet, you racing against somebody else. But, you got another 2 races after this one. So you kind of like, all right, I'm going to run hard, but I don't want to give them everything I got because I got to run 2 more races. You're not ready. Every time you lace them up, every time your feet touch the ground, you got to give it 120%. Every time. Every time I go to speak somewhere at a church, in a park, in a city mission, wherever, I'm giving 120%. Because each person, each soul to me is valuable. Each one is valuable. And I'm not going to say, because I'm not at MegaFest yet, or I'm at such and such place yet, that I'm not going to speak to these people who are there, right? Without the same intensity, without the same compassion, without the same enthusiasm as I would somewhere else. So every time you are doing what you do, you got to do it to the best of your ability, to the glory of God. Because you never know when that big break is going to come. You never know when that door is going to open up for you. You never know when that opportunity is going to be given to you. And you got to prepare. You got to be ready. As I close out, some of the greatest athletes in the world, right? I heard about Allen Iverson, and he could have been even better than what he was, but they talked about he didn't practice hard. And he didn't understand how the coach was on him because they was talking about practice. But the greatest one to ever do it, lace him up, MJ, right? Every practice, he practiced harder than everybody else. Let's not talk about him. Let's talk about Kobe. Every practice, he was there before the team started practicing, and when it's over, he practiced when the team left. No wonder why he's one of the old-time greats. Willing to put in the work. Willing to work hard at it even before the whistle was blown. You got to do what you do before any cameras, lights, and action is on you. You got to do what you do while you're in the dark so that when God shines the spotlight on you, you're prepared and you're ready. Until next time, this is your man Mike Bowens. I'm signing off and I'm saying, be blessed.